be doing a little run today, just a little 5k run. I'm splitting the runs up into a couple of runs today because it's a long run tomorrow, but this will be where the half marathon is going to be on Waitiwere Forest and 16th of April. I'm just going to do like a 2.5k loop around a little bit of the forest twice. G'day, Go Kiwi here. Just haven't done a video here since I did the February 10k around the bays, the 19th of February, and after that I just basically had a rest, just an easy week with a couple of bike rides and an easy pace runs and a few walks. But just a bit of an update of what's happened. Went and stayed up in Wanganui last week and last weekend, and then in the morning I did a park run. Thought I'd just do a park run and came second in the park run, so that was good. Awesome place, Wanganui, for a park run. I'd like to do that again some stage. But so that week was from the 20th to the 26th. Last week was just easy training, so I started training. Basically this week is training for the Wellington Marathon, and that's on June the 25th. But I've sort of been thinking about what is coming up, and so that would make it about an 18-week from now, an 18-week training block to June the 25th, and with Waitiwere coming up, and that's the 16th of April next month. So there'll be a half marathon there. But I'm also thinking about chopping and changing, because I thought Wellington Marathon, if it's a bad day in Wellington, it's absolute strong southerly wind, raining in the middle of winter, June. So I am thinking about, instead of doing Wellington on June the 25th, of bringing it back to doing Rotorua Marathon again. That is on May the 6th though, so that would be a shorter training block, but I'm just wondering if it's possible. I think so that would make that about a 14-week training block from now to then. I think it's still possible, and it's still reasonably good weather in May. We have really nice weather in May, and shall I go over my week's training this week? I'll do that in a minute. But another thing that happened when I got back from Wanganui, another thing happened is I got a brand new Chorus watch sent to me free in the mail. Which they just sent a watch because they were having problems with there's absolutely nothing wrong with the watch I had, but they sent a brand new free one, so compliments of course, because they had a hardware problem, but there was absolutely nothing wrong with my watch. But they're an awesome company, they're an incredible company, just to send the watch like that. Hopefully another brand new watch. I just filled out the form in about a minute and they sent the watch. It was there the next week. But another thing, good news, YouTubers, is last year I was doing the 2 marathons to try and get the invite to Chicago Marathon. You had to do a certain time for the 2 marathons, Rotorua Marathon and the other marathon, Wanganui Three Bridges. And I didn't do that good in Wanganui Three Bridges, so I just, because I thought you had to get, out of the 10,000 people in your age group, you had to get the first 200 best times. So I got about 400, I think it was, and so I just automatically thought, no, I didn't make the cut. But the good news is I got a letter from Abode World Championships, said that I've made the invite to Chicago Marathon. So that's absolute shock. I just forgot about it, but I don't know exactly how they work it out, because but they had a link going to the Abode website, and what I can make out of it. But YouTube, if you know about how these invites all work, what it says there is, I think what happens is the first 200, they're kind of like the first option of, because they got the best times. A lot of those would be sub 3 hour marathons, whereas my Rotorua marathon was 3 hours 12 and the other one was about 3 hours 38 for the. But I think what happens is a lot of people from around the world, this is how I work it out anyway, they can't make it. Say they can't make it to Chicago because they're working or can't afford it, whatever the case. and they must have to make up the numbers, so then it goes to the next group of people with the next best time. That's the only way I can think. But if you know more about it, YouTubers or people that know about the World Championships, let us know. So I've got an invite to 2023 Chicago Marathon, the 8th of October. And I looked up the plane fares, and it's not that dear from Wellington. Direct plane fare from Wellington to Chicago is $1,700. It's not that bad. There's about 7 months to save a bit here, save a bit there, and find accommodation. And when I first read that letter, I thought, oh, invite, they actually pay for getting you in. You know, you get in, you get free invite, you get in, but you actually still got to pay $300 or $400 American dollars. In New Zealand dollars, it's about $600, so it is quite dear, but you get a lot for that. But and I looked into it, and then my brother said, but what about, can you get into the USA with no vaccine pass? Because without the jab, no vaccine pass. And I looked it up. At the moment, a lot of other countries you can get into without a vaccine pass, but I can't at the moment get in without a vaccine pass, so that counts me out. I'm not too worried. You know, there's a lot of things to get on with. It'll be awesome, it'll be fun, it'll be an experience to get over to Chicago, but I'm not not gonna stress out about it all. But because I want to get on with these marathons that I'm doing here. And what I could still do is just keep an eye out to see if America changes their policies and rules on who's allowed into the country. But it doesn't worry me one bit. It's all awesome. As long as I can still run, get up the hills, it's great. And another thing for me too would be, if you did happen to get over to Chicago, you'd kind of be overwhelmed by the whole experience. You have to, in one way, do I take my GoPro and just experience the whole thing and have fun? Or the other way to do it, because it's my personality, I don't think I could sort of do both. Or you take that opportunity to train the best you've ever trained and actually get the best running marathon out of myself that I could do, sort of thing. You know, you could do a bit of both, but I would be either one or the two. You know, I would you'd still do filming and getting into Chicago, and that would be an awesome experience. But at this stage, it's just onwards and upwards with what's coming next, and that's Waitawiri. You know, from who knows, there might be another outbreak of this virus around the world, and everyone will be back to doing virtuals. But so right now, it's just keeping on with what's in front of us, sort of thing. So thanks, YouTubers. I probably won't go over the what I did training. I will. I'll just quickly go over the training I did this week. I'm getting back into some bit hard, building up the mileage, a bit harder training. 15k Trig Loop, and I saw up there on a Monday. Where I went up there quite early, about 6:30, 7. It's starting to get some winter here, and it's a bit dark in the mornings, and I saw the New Zealand moorpork up there, and awesome bird. I remember I used to see them years ago up in the Elsden bush, and they were a little type of moorpork, and more greener, what I can remember, a little one. But these ones, when I first saw it flying over and landing in the tree, I thought it was a kiruru, a wood pigeon, but they're pretty big, the ones up here, and Makahika bush up the other side of the tree. They're big ruru, they're called here, the ruru. And big dark bird, big eyes, staring. They're very curious birds, just stay there. And then I ran for about another half an hour, and whether it must have been another one, or I think it was another one. Could have been the same one following me doing my little run, but that was it. But that was my Monday, 15 k's up the Trig Loop, up the bush. And then when we got on to Tuesday, it was a bike ride, 15k bike ride, and then I did a 10k run just along the river in Palmerston North. Found it a different course. It's good to just train. It's absolutely good to just change, even if you change the course a little bit to where you're going. Very good, nice run. And then after that, did a 15. So it was a triathlon day on the Tuesday. 15k bike ride, 10k run along Palmerston North River, and a 1500 metre swim. But very easy, because that Monday is hard training. Make your hard days hard and your easy days easy, they say. And Wednesday, 15k run, back up the Trig Loop, going pretty hard on that. And Thursday, 15k bike ride to the water towers down here in Levin, and a 10k run, Palmy again, along the river. But my brother was there, and he had things to do. We both had to get back a bit earlier, so I just went for a quick, short 300 metre swim in the outdoor pool. I'm trying to use the outdoor pool while it's still there. It'll be closing in the end of April. So we're getting on to Friday. Today, and it was Friday today, and I just did a 5k run around the block, just a little 5k run, just getting more mileage in. And I usually do a 10k on that Friday, but because I got a long run tomorrow, I'm just scattering the runs, easy pace runs out today, and I want to do a long run tomorrow and a few more runs on the Sunday. But yeah, but that's it, YouTubers.